There we are. And I'm going to start with my old friend, the circle.
Now let me stop you right there.
Mm-hmm.
And move your little pencil there. Where is the circle? I mean, because he's got a circle at the very edge of his hairs. And
Oh,
then
I see it. Like on
yeah,
here,
you
where's
can
the
draw
circle?
several circles on that. Okay, so you're drawing it like with his nose at the bottom.
Yeah, kind of like what we do with the
Okay,
lions.
okay.
I'm just
They
basing
don't
it
have
off
such
of that.
round heads anyway, but that is a round head.
True,
Okay,
that is so much rounder than the lions we've been drawing.
all right, so we got our circle.
Got our circle, and he's looking pretty much straight ahead, I'm gonna say. So I'm going to put in my lines pretty much straight ahead. And then we leave a great big space for the bridge of the nose. So I'm going to mark out 2 little dots. Maybe even give myself a little curve for the top of that bridge. And then we're going to put in the eye sockets like we do with the Lion King characters. Try to fill up the rest of that circle with these eye sockets. Carve out some little eyebrows on top. And then we'll work on the inner eye using our little corner lines and make that little elbow macaroni shape right at the bottom. And then we'll fill in the eye with 2 more lines and letting the top one overlap a bit. And then we'll put on this nose box, but tigers have a much wider muzzle area than our lions. So I'm going to go way out. And mark off the top of the nose before I get to the bottom of the circle. So there's the top of my nose. Tiny, tiny little line to connect to the mouth, which of course is going to start out as a frown in the front. And then wrap back around. I'll clean up inside my shapes. And those big boxy chins that we've been drawing on the lions, they're going to round out a little bit on our tigers. And then on our lions, we always use the eye line as where the inner ear started, but on our tigers, it's the bottom edge of the ear that's
Oh, look at
lining
that.
the eye. So those ears are placed a little bit higher. I'll still add a little S-curve. Show the fold right there. And then we're going to add all this great cheek fur that makes their faces look so round. Connect it right back up with the chin. If it looks somewhat like a bear, you're on the right track. Then we're just going to angle out that head like we do with our lions, flatten it out a little bit. And then start adding some stripes. Now obviously in real life, there's a very complicated stripe pattern, but the overall rhythm is that we'll have some solid lines, some broken lines, and they kind of ripple outward from the cheeks. So I'm going to take that basic idea and apply it here. Taking a stripe on the outside, just lightly, just plotting it in. And then another stripe that's a little bit broken up. And then on the forehead here, there's usually a symmetrical pattern, so it'll be the same on both sides. If I got a mark over here, I'll have a mark over here. And if I have part of a stripe, I'll have part of a stripe. Or maybe I'll just connect that one. I'll add in my eyes, same way we've done with our Lion King characters. There's that nice black around tiger eyes, so I might go ahead and just thicken up my lines just around the eye itself. And then for the nose, I'm going to refine the shape a little bit, add a little curve to it. And some nostrils on the other side. Oh, there's Frank. Darken in the lips a little bit. And then we'll start adding some fur texture. Hi, Frank.
Frank.
We're just doing a little practice head. We're going to do a new one pretty soon here.
Okay.
We'll just add some fluffy texture on the outside here. And if you'd like to add some whisker spots, sticking a couple there. How'd it go?
Ta-da! I think I already wrote myself a note that I could have lowered my little nose, or I did lower the nose a little too much. He still looks like a tiger, but he doesn't. He's a little more round, and yours has gotten a little oval, and yours
Yeah,
looks more
mine
like
got
him.
Yeah.
But I think yours looks more like him. So I think you did well.
I think my nose definitely got too wide, but they're cartoons. It's fine.
And they look like tigers.
Yeah, they look like tigers, so that's good. So we're going to use one of our Nala bases for a seated pose, but we're going to turn her into a tiger after we've gotten the main pose down here. So you can get a new piece of
I don't see Frank. Oh, I bet that's me that I can't see Frank.
Probably you.
There's Frank. Hi.
Frank, yeah. Zoom out a little bit here. Why is my lighting so bad? I'm trying to figure out. Maybe if I move this, get away from that shadow. That's a little bit better. All right, so we've got Nala, and remember she's long and short legs. Well, she looks like she has longer legs here. I don't know if an animator goofed or they just subtly change her anatomy as she changes poses, but we'll stick to it. But we still got the leg landmarks where we've got this switching back and forth from the shoulder blade bump down to the wrist and then down to the paw. We're going to put the head over to the right. Let's start with a circle about the size of a quarter, maybe a touch bigger. And I'm just going to drop in the eye line and the nose line so that I'll know which way the head is turning. And right off my circle, I will continue to the arch of her neck. And I'll put in kind of a raindroppy shape just to get that big mass right there, that big volume. That goes past the bottom of the neck. If a different shape makes more sense to you, by all means use it. You don't have to copy me. Then we'll continue down and to the left. So if you take the top of the head to the bottom of the raindrop and double that, you should reach the bottom of the body if I measured that correctly. Or not the bottom of the body, bottom of the foot.
Yeah, phew.
Yeah.
I was way off. Okay. All right, let's.
So then for the back leg, we've got this funny little shape right here that's kind of a rounded off pentagon, maybe? stick that in, and it'll go lower than the body. And then we've got another sort of long rounded raindrop shape for the foot. A little flatter on the bottom. And the other back leg is placed higher on the paper so that it looks like it's farther away from us. And we can only see a little bit of that other back leg. Already I can tell mine is too upright because my feet are starting to get right underneath my raindrop, and over here, not so. Her back legs are behind that raindrop.
Aha.
So now is a good time to adjust before I've committed to any details. Then for the front legs, we've got that zigzag pattern. So right at the top of the raindrop, we have the shoulder blade bumping above her body. Zig to the front, zig to the back. So right at the edge of that raindrop, we have one of her bone landmarks. That will show up with a little angle right there. And then we'll bring it on forward, not too much past her circle, her face. And a little toe box. And don't forget this all-important angle right here that shows that other change in direction and also that bony landmark. Then that foot in the back, that other front foot, is going to overlap the back one if we have our spacing correct. And remember, you can look at the negative shape if it's easier to draw than the positive shape. And then the tail. Sticking out the back, fairly straight lines here. I'm going to darken them in so you can see them on screen a little easier. Going to be thicker at the body and then get thinner at the tip with that little tuft of fur hanging off. which you probably won't want to keep once we turn it into a tiger, but it's nice to know where it goes. If you're liking the position of all of your big shapes, we can come in and do some of the details like separating out the toes, adding the color separation line on her torso, and then we can go to the head.
And Los Angeles is going to be in lockdown till
Hi, Michaela.
the end of August.
Hey.
We're drawing Nala, but whoops, we're going to turn her into a tiger.
Yeah. Okay. So did you get a chance to talk to Roland?
Just adding the toes and smoothing out this back here. So much about Nala is just soft and round. That makes it difficult to duplicate. When you get to the toes, not all of them are going to be the same size, especially this front view one. Again, I'll darken in line so you can see them better. Two big toes on the right, and then two smaller toes on the left. So we can go ahead and work on this neck area here and this little bit of the other shoulder that we can see poking out the front. And then her face. No need to worry about getting an exact likeness since we're going to turn her into a tiger anyway. But we are going to take the basics of this style to draw our tiger. So we've got a really wide nose bridge. So I'm going to give myself a nice big arch across the nose line here. And then I'll put in that eye socket. The one on the other side is barely visible since the head is tilted so much to our right or left. And we'll just leave a skinny little section on the bottom and put the actual eye in the rest of that space right there. On the other side, it's probably going to be so small your pencil can't fit in there. You can also darken in an eyebrow if you like. Then we're going to extend out that nose box. And with our tigers, the nose is going to get quite a bit wider. And I'll put my little indicator for the nose right at the end there. Teeny tiny little line backwards, and then we'll start with the mouth. And the front is always going to be frowny. And then at the corner, we can curve it back around. And rather than doing the really squared off chin of the lions, we're going to do a softer, rounded chin of the tigers.
Okay.
And then we'll place the ears a little bit higher than the lions.
But I wouldn't want to be one of the contractors. Some of the contractors doing some work for us right now. Huh? Oh, I was talking to one guy. They just brought him back last week, and they're already telling him he's got a week and a day left.
Do you mind if I mute your mic, Michaela? I don't know if everybody in your room knows they're being recorded.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
Nice. And then we're going to round off the face with some big fur shapes. And then we'll start adding in some stripes. So as we saw before, tiger stripes are really complex. And if you were to animate this tiger over and over and over, there's probably no way you could do it that intricate. So you can design your own shapes. And then eyes. I'm going to stick in some eyes here. I'm just doing a little U shape for the pupil. Leave that catch light. And if you want to add some fur texture, do so modestly, minimally, because the more fur texture you add, the less soft it will appear. I get to put stripes all over the body. Woohoo!
Oh, wow. I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot we had a body here
Now
too.
we're getting serious stripes.
Yeah. It's the same kind of thing. You're just going to find a stylized way to be able to do this. So we have about 20 minutes left. If you want to ink and color this one, that's fine. Or you can try drawing this tiger in this position, knowing that you can use those raindrop shapes, those circles, and simple shapes to build up the more complex shape of his body. Oh, there we go. I should have done that earlier. Better lighting.
So around the front legs, oh well, that he has hardly any stripes on his front legs.
Yeah.
They're on the inside of the legs. That's kind of interesting. I didn't realize that.
According to the website, he's only 1 year old, so I don't know if they get more stripes later or if they just don't have any stripes on their front legs. I never noticed.
Yeah, I never noticed that either. Very interesting. And nothing on the feet, front feet, the back feet, a little bit. Interesting. So now we get to try him, or the same thing again, but I'm of course going to try him.
Yep, this one's on your own. Of course, if you have any questions or you're struggling with a section, I will be happy to help. just about 9 minutes left. Time is just about up.
He's not colored, but
Oh, there you go.
proportionate.
Very nice.
I think he's a little short in the body, so he looks short and fat. But I otherwise, and
But otherwise,
no tiger is perfect. And I think I'll color him too, 'cause that'll.
yeah, once you get a little bit of orange on there, it makes a world of difference. I don't know what it is, but
Well, there's so many white spots on a tiger as well as the gold spots,
yeah,
and those don't exist until the gold spots are put in.
that's true. That is true. How about yours, Frank? Oh, there you go. Nice.
Oh, Frank, that's great. Yeah, that has a strong, supple body.
Cool, cool. Did you draw anything, Michaela?
Yeah.
No.
Nope. Okay, just checking.
Oh,
Oh, and
Frank's
there's the
got
other
more.
one. Oh, lovely. Look how long and sleek she is. Look.
Oh man, the front legs of these animals are very, and the back legs too, they're weird and beautiful. But drawing them all this way, those little ankles they have, really good looking.
Yeah.
Frank, you ought to be an artist.
All right, 5 o'clock. I'm going to have to end it here.